Hey there, Stevie.
Oh, hey there, Dustin. I'm so glad to see you at the Wedding Photo Hangover first annual Christmas party.
Run those streamers.
Oh, Dustin, what drinking tonight at the party? What WPH International is providing all the booze tonight. They're all Christmas themed, right?
It's an open bar here at the office party. Pretty excited. Leinenkugel has donated a bunch of their delicious Snowdrift vanilla porter. And I'm quite a fan. What about you, Steve? What might you be drinking on this delightful holiday party evening?
Oh, Dustin. So the other day, Jen and I were driving through Muncie, and I told her to pick out a really great beer for the Wedding Photo Hangover Christmas party for everybody to enjoy. And she stopped off.
Had nothing to do with your anniversary?
Yeah, the 10-year anniversary of our engagement. So we stopped off, and she ran into the liquor store while I entertained the kids outside because they can't go in a liquor store. And she came out with what might be the greatest Christmas beer I've ever seen. It is called Fistmas.
Fistmas.
Yeah.
Let me see this can. Pass that over to my table I'm sitting at here across from you at our Christmas party. Fistmas. Is that a great Indiana beer?
Oh, Dustin, I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is not a great Indiana beer. This is a great Illinois beer. Brewed in Chicago, Illinois.
And sold in Muncie, Indiana.
But lovingly drank by this Indiana man. Yeah, I love that. I love that it's called Fistmas. Every Christmas, I think you deserve a good fisting, so.
Oh, cleans out the old kit and caboodle, if you know what I mean.
And I think you do.
So, are we doing a follow-up this week, or are we not? Tell me.
I threw something in the follow-up. Did you want to talk about A Christmas Carol? Scrooge? Christmas Ghosts? Anything like that?
No, not
because
really.
Ghosts are on the follow-up from now until we hear some feedback from our listeners.
Until they get annoyed with it?
Oh, yeah. No. Wait. Nobody wants ghost photos. Nobody can even comment and say, I don't want a ghost photo. We get so many messages. And I don't say that as like a bragging thing that people love us and message us all the time. I'm just saying that people are actually reaching out to us. Just nobody ever mentions the ghost photos. It's making me really sad, guys. I'm crying. So no real follow-up. Just me complaining about how Tiny Tim is so upset that he's crying. He doesn't get Christmas ghost photos. The most greatest photos of ghosts of all.
That sounds like fun. I'm so glad we had this Christmas party.
I know. I mean, I got to get real drunk to get mad about ghost photos.
Yeah, Jose won't leave the punch bowl too. It's kind of ridiculous. Such a shy guy. Question, Steve, that you posed to me via our show notes, which I hadn't even thought of. So this will actually be our first year where I think Charlie will be old enough to really participate in Christmas.
This is why I put it in there for you, buddy.
I know you're always thinking ahead so I can get my noggin thinking. Video, photo, how am I going to handle that Christmas morning excitement? So I wanted to talk to a dad who has far more experience than me. My elder Stephen Van Elk III. What you might do on Christmas morning and what your experience has led you to believe.
Well, Christmas is all about the magic in a young child's heart.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to capture that magic any way that you can.
Oh, yes.
So Jen and I typically we do both video and photo.
Whoa.
And I'm typically the one doing the video, and then she'll take a few snaps with her phone, photo wise, while things are going on.
Still just iPhone in it, huh? No
No,
No DSLR.
We'll bring the DSLR out on Christmas.
Whoa.
Throw a 50mm on it. Really capture the light in Jen's eyes as she watches Iain open his gifts.
With a camera in her hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, capture some of that magic in Ian's eyes as he starts to cry because he didn't get the gifts he wanted.
What's on Ian's wish list for this year?
Ian's wish list?
Mhm.
Just Minecraft.
Minecraft all day.
Yeah, Minecraft all day. Maybe some Pokemon. That's about it. Those are his loves.
I'm hoping Pokemon resurfaces again when my son is of Ian's age.
Well, that's the thing, Dustin. Pokemon never really went away. It just briefly became popular again. But I found out from talking to kids, they were into it before Pokemon Go came out.
Really?
Like the app on your iPhone. Like, yeah, kids were like still trading cards and, doing shit. So I've cussed like 5 times now in our family-friendly Christmas episode. What's up?
Family friendly here at Wedding Photo Hangover Podcast, brought to you by Leinenkugel.
As long as your family likes to hear people curse like sailors.
So yeah, I'm not sure. And you guys, it's just the 4 of you on Christmas morning, right? You're not doing any transplants, no family staying over kind of thing?
No, we cut that out a few years ago.
Okay.
We used to spend every Christmas at my sister's house and then go over to my mom's house Christmas morning and celebrate there with them. And I think like 2 years ago, we decided we would rather be at our own house on Christmas morning.
Well, you have quite a fine house now, so I don't blame you for that.
No, it's not about the house. It's about wanting to create your own family traditions,
Yeah.
And we want to do like family stuff that's just us, just our family. And then we go and we're going to drive up to my mom's house Christmas Day after morning has passed and spend the rest of the day with the fam.
See, last year was the first year, because we had our daughter, that my parents and my brother did their own Christmas without us. Like it was almost like two units separating. And it felt really, really weird and foreign to me.
Yeah.
So this year I had kindly requested, and my wife thinks I'm being crazy and absurd for doing this. I requested that they wait for us to open.
You are 100% crazy and absurd, but also that has happened multiple times in my family because I have 4 siblings, and all of my 3 out of my 4 siblings have kids, plural now. I guess my older sister has a kid and another one on the way, but it's getting bigger, the family, and it's harder to get everybody together on the same day. And like a year or 2 ago, we kind of did like a split up thing where we could never coordinate between my family and my brother's family, my older brother.
Mm-hmm.
So like they did like Christmas with my older brother and like his daughter one day, and then the next day when we were able to be there, Christmas with us. And it was just really weird for everybody else, but for us, it was great.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, because we didn't have to watch them open all their presents and be so bored.
See, but for
all
me,
I want to know is what my presents. Mine.
Yeah, that's because you're a selfish asshole. See, I love watching, like you talked about earlier, seeing that magic in Ian's eye as he's opening his presents. Like, I love seeing other people's joy, and I feed off that. And I love watching other people open presents more so than even I could get nothing and I would be fine. So,
if that were true, then when I caught you under the mistletoe a few minutes ago, you would have given me a kiss because that would have made me joyful.
That's a topic for your therapist. So my brother and I are, even though we're 10 years apart in age, are very close, and not being able to see, because like I don't want to say I raised him, but I grew up with him, being old enough to kind of see him go through all stages of life. I want to see him be able to open his presents on Christmas morning. And now that he's 20 years old, I feel like it's okay that we push that time back, and it doesn't have to be right in the morning. And last year, my parents were like, "That's crazy. You have your thing, we do ours." And this year, I pushed
separate families.
Yeah, but it's not like, it's just them exchanging amongst the three of them. And so this year, I pushed back and I said, it would be really great if you guys would wait, because when we get there for lunch, we go there for lunch. We go and then we exchange gifts, just like the three of us with them. So it's like, why not just do it all at the same time?
Well, is it like each person buys each other person one gift, or is it like your brother gets a ton of gifts because he's the baby?
Well, no, yes and no. So he gets a ton of gifts.
Your brother doesn't listen to this podcast, does he?
I have no idea. He gets a ton of gifts because my brother has the unfortunate thing in his life that he's grown up with, where his birthday is actually on Christmas.
I'm sorry, your brother's Jesus?
Spoiler alert. Yes, I didn't know how to tell you this, Stephen, but my brother is the second coming.
Wow. So I really hope he doesn't listen to our podcast then.
But, so we celebrate, we come together, we do Christmas, then we have lunch, and then take a break, and then celebrate his birthday after lunch. So typically,
it sounds to me like you're just raining on your brother's birthday parade now. Like, oh yeah, you can't open your presents when you first wake up in the morning. Jeez, no.
He's 20. The kid just got home from college. He would rather sleep in anyways, he told me.
I'm sorry, but his birthday's not important to him anymore because he's 20 and he's over that. Yeah, that happens when you turn 22, that your birthday isn't important anymore.
No, he had a kind of a heart-to-heart yesterday, because he had told me all of these years he'd been penting up this frustration and anger that he's always hated having his birthday on Christmas. I mean, I knew he didn't love it, but I didn't realize how much he hated it until yesterday.
Hey, so since your brother's 20, his birthday's on Christmas, he's turning 21, I assume. Are you going to bring him some Fistmas? Give him a good fisting on Christmas?
Next year. He turns 20 this Christmas.
Oh, okay. So you're not fisting your brother this year.
I am not fisting my brother this year. That's what you wanted a nice audio clip of?
No, I wanted the audio clip of you to just say, I am going to fist him this year. I'm going to give him one of them Fistmas from Revolution Brewing.
Oh, Steven, if only you'd brought enough to share. You could have fisted everyone here at the party.
Oh, we like to have fun.
So you think I'm absurd for expecting my parents and brother to wait and exchange gifts so we can all exchange gifts together, instead of there being this awkward, they do it from 9 to 10, we show up at 10, and then we exchange gifts from 10 to 11 kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like BFD, Dustin, grow up.
I mean, it'll probably be the last year for it anyways, since we're having another kid this year. But
yeah, so BFD, grow up.
I don't know what BFD stands for because I'm not a millennial like you.
Big fistin' deal.
Oh, you
Big
millennials.
Fistmas deal.
Your abbreviations. Oh, LOL. All right.
JK.
All right. I wanted to talk to you. We just sent out our Christmas cards. Noticed we didn't get a Van Elk Christmas card. So
It's in the mail. Jen sent them out yesterday.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
No, you're gonna love it when you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Here, doesn't plug your ears real quick. I want to ruin the surprise for you. Plug your ears. So the Christmas card that we're sending out this year is it says "Merry Christmas, you filthy animals," and we're all dressed up like characters from Home Alone. And Dustin's going to be getting that magic in a few days. I can't wait for him to get it. Just a little surprise for you, our Christmas card.
Yeah, so I'm still not convinced that you actually sent out a Christmas card. But so we sent ours out. I'm sure you got it. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. It's Christmas magic drizzled on a card, wrapped in love, sent to you via the post office.
I'm sorry, what was that word? Jizzled on a card? It's so disgusting.
You are not getting enough love at home, Steve. Is that why you come to the Christmas party with what's this? The mistletoe? Is that why you? I mean, HR is gonna have a field day with that, by the way. I did see Kevin Spacey in the next office over. He said if you took that mistletoe over to his office, he's hurting for work right now. So he said he'd be a co-host on the podcast with us.
Hell no.
Too soon? Too soon? All right.
Hell no. Hell no, Dustin.
Not even a good impersonation.
Hell no. That's
So
not an
anyways,
impersonation. That's just me telling you, hell no.
So we do a annual Christmas card photo.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do as well.
An annual Christmas card photo we started doing last year.
Second annual.
The second, I mean, it's kind of like our first annual Christmas party here at the Wedding Photo Hangover offices.
Last year you did one in your pajamas, right? Like everyone was in their PJs.
Oh yeah, Dustin.
See
See
how good my memory is?
It's because I used that as the photo for one of our recent podcast episodes.
Oh, you did? So you think
Yeah.
I look at this stuff after you and Jose put it out? Come on.
I talked about it on the episode to you.
You think I listened to you on this podcast? Oh, hilarious.
You're just watching my mouth with it on mute, just waiting for a chance to say something else.
Yep, exactly. So Christmas cards, yay, nay?
Yay.
Yay as well. How many
It
do you
was a
send
big
out?
nay in the past, but it's a yay now. We sent out one to all of our current clients.
See, we cut that out this year.
And then we send out one to like 50 of our friends and family.
So how
That's
many would
it.
you say you send out total? What is that, like 100?
Close to a hundo.
Yeah, we send out 100. 100 is our cap. I tell my wife we are ordering 100 cards, and then you either make or don't make the list.
I should really help out more. I don't do a good job with the Christmas cards and helping Jen out. I'm usually like, I got a lot of other stuff I'm working on, babe. I got blog posts to put up. I got social media to do. I got clients to email. And then Jen does all the hard work, and I just like send people text message, and I'm like, yo, I need your address. Quick.
Unacceptable. See, I do all of the...
Unacceptable!
I design the card. I do the photos, obviously. And then on top of that, I aggregate the list of addresses. I'm the address keeper. And then, yeah. And then my wife, though, she really stepped it up this year. This year, she's did all the like stuffing and labeling and addressing and stamping and mailing. So it was great. Like,
How does your wife stuff all the envelopes?
she first drinks a Fistmas ale.
I was going to say it. Did she get a full fist in there?
Full fist all day long. And then that's how you got your letter, right? It was a full fist.
Yep. Hit me right in the mouth when I opened the envelope.
So what's the display look like for you guys? What does one do with Christmas cards when it lands in the Van Elk mansion?
Well, if it's Dustin and Corinne's Christmas card, it goes on the fridge.
Oh my golly. Prime real estate.
Yeah. And if it's other people's Christmas cards, it might go on the fridge, or it might get relegated elsewhere in the house, like
the cylinder filing cabinet.
the trash can. Yeah, exactly. The cylinder filing cabinet of Christmas joy.
That we ship off to our much larger filing distribution center every Monday morning.
Yep. Yeah, if you're still waiting on a Christmas card from us, your address probably got lost in the filing distribution center.
Steven. Perfect. Yeah, we actually...
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just say that's hilarious, Steven?
No,
my
it was like,
gosh.
that's hilarious, comma, Steven.
Oh, okay.
Two-
For a second, my
two
heart was like all
thoughts.
aflutter. I felt so great. Felt, like I got this positive boost of energy, and it's just good to know that was unwarranted.
That's probably because you're getting fisted right now.
Right in the mouth.
All night.
All night long.
Anywho, so for those of you who don't know this, I am a Christmas card lover. I love receiving Christmas cards. I don't know what it is. It's my favorite part of the holiday.
I love accruing trash.
So that's the Scrooge aspect, Stephen. Scrooge. SS kind of goes together. But from a petty side of me, I only like Christmas cards that have photographs on them. And this is the first year we didn't do mini sessions. So last year we did mini sessions for families. And so I had all these Christmas cards on my fridge that were my photos. It made me feel like the bomb.com.
What did you just say?
What?
I thought I was old, and then you said bomb.com.
Oh, is that out of style?
Was that ever in style?
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
Ugh. So my mom, growing up, used to take all the Christmas cards, and she would hang them up on our game closet. And our game closet at the house I grew up at was straight legit. It was like a regular sized door to go into a room.
What's a game closet, Steve?
A regular sized door to go into a room. You know what I'm talking about? Just like your typical door frame.
Yeah,
three
a door
of those
that goes into a closet.
Yeah, so like 3 of those next to each other. That was how big the door to the game closet was. And my mom would fill the entire thing with Christmas cards.
I'd like to just preface this statement, if I could, or postface. Is that what you say when you're saying something?
A game closet is a closet that is full of board games. My family loves board games.
Yes. This only helps my point. Stephen, I've known you for quite some time now, and I have yet, and let me stress this point, I am a lover of board games. I play them constantly and all of the time. I'm actually playing one right now while we're recording this podcast with someone in China. So how I have never, ever played a board game with Steven is beyond me. I think he is a phony and a fake, and perhaps he was beaten as a child too much at board games, and so far, or the love of the craft or the art, if you will, has been just beaten out of him. Too much fisting as a child. I don't know. But
I was drinking Fistmas all the time as a child. Fisting it down. Fisting the board games away.
So
fisting away my fears. Getting real with my life.
I'm just disappointed in you, Steve. I didn't realize you had a 3-door entrance to this topia of board awesomeness.
Oh, Dustin, you would love it. It was a entire closet filled from the top to the very bottom with board games.
Ask Steve, if you will, listeners, how many board games they have now at their house.
Like 5?
0 that I've ever seen.
That is a lie. You've played board games with Iain while you were here.
No, I haven't. I don't recall, at least.
I think you just don't recall.
The only thing I remember doing with Iain is playing Legos.
Yes, he loves that too. Well, he used to love that. Now he loves Minecraft, which is computer Legos.
I know. He always asked me to play with him, and I don't know anything about it.
We're running long on the Christmas episode here. Do you want to hit another topic, or you want to go straight to the Q&A?
Q&A for me, Steven.
All right, the first question comes from Iain, who is not a listener. He lives at Iain from Steve's house, I believe, and he asks, Dad, how can we watch the Elf on the Shelf moving so I can prove to my friends that he's real and show them some sort of evidence?
Just for the record, you should make Iain an Instagram account and call it Iain from Steve's house. That would be the best. Or like a Twitter handle where you just post random ass things. Iain from Steve's house says, I love it. How can we catch the moving Elf on the Shelf? We don't do Elf on the Shelf. Charlie's not old enough yet, so I'm going to defer to you on this one.
Well, the elf on the shelf is an elf that can only move when no one's watching it, typically at night. And so at night, he gets into different sort of hijinks and does different sort of terrible things all around your house.
And what's the premise of this? This is just like a fun Christmas activity?
Well, it's how Santa sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. The elf is actually watching you. He's a secret Santa spy.
Aha, you're getting your child into espionage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But the child knows the elf is watching him. So it's kind of to help the child, do what's right.
But only during Christmas time?
I mean, you can keep the elf up all year round if you want.
Are you ever afraid that your child will be like sneaking around the house spying on the elf?
No, that's exactly what happened when we first started this. Jen and I decided at a very early age in Ian's life that we were not going to tell him Santa was real. Because
spoiler alert, if you believe in Santa,
gosh.
please turn off the podcast.
Spoiler horn, everyone. Santa's not real. Oh, did I just ruin the movie of life for you?
Somebody's going to be blaring this podcast in their car full of family and children, driving down I-65.
They're just going to be like, oh, shit.
They're like, no, honey, this is a good it's a photo podcast. It's all, I'm learning.
I'm learning about fisting, honey.
And then the 2 hours on their way to their in-laws, the kids are crying, but Daddy, the elf isn't real. Santa's not real. Is Mommy real?
Whoa, I never said the elf wasn't real. The elf is a physical presence in our house.
So much magic, just taken out of the room from Steven. Can't believe you, Steven.
Assuming Santa is real and the elf is real, because children listening out there, he is.
I don't know where else my presents come from if Santa's not real.
Yeah. The elf on the shelf is really, it's like a miniature weeping angel from Doctor Who. So every time you blink, it could possibly move and grab you and send you back in time. It feeds off your energy.
Perfect. Next question. Ian, also from Steve's house.
Also from Steve's house, asks, Dad, my friend said he caught Santa on camera last year. I know Santa isn't real, but I saw the video, and how can we catch Santa on camera so I can see if he's real?
I got this one. I'll take this one for you, Steve. Don't even worry about it.
Good, because we know my stance on Santa.
It's pretty easy. There's an app called Santa Catcher.
Oh.
Get it on your iPhone. I don't know if it's really called Santa Catcher. It's something like that. But it allows you to take a picture of your living room or wherever, and you can see Santa in the picture. Boom.
Now,
easy peasy.
When you see Santa in the picture, is he usually holding a beer can that may or may not say Fistmas on it and have a picture of himself on it?
I guess that depends on the app. The one I got is pretty PG.
Could we find maybe an app that's called Santa Fister?
I believe the app you're referring to is Santa Trailer Park Catcher.
Whoa. Really, Dustin?
And for our listeners that live in Europe, a trailer park is a derogatory term. Oh, sorry. I forget our amount of European listeners is really high, and they don't have trailer parks over there, so they don't really understand what that is.
I mean, you're not wrong. Our listeners in Europe is surprisingly high.
They're the only ones that appreciate a good drinking podcast, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, here we sometimes call trailer parks just tornado targets.
Tornado targets. All right, moving on. Next question. Terry, also from Steve's house.
What? No. This is Terry on Twitter.
Oh, Terry on Twitter.
Yeah, alliteration. T on T. TT.
Ooh.
TNT. Characters welcome.
Let's see. I'm running a Christmas deal. Woohoo! Where I don't require a deposit on packages booked before Christmas. Is this a good deal? Just depends, Terry. Do you want to be in business next year?
Well, I'm going to just channel my inner Terry.
Terry Cloth.
Dustin, it's me. Dustin is me, Terry.
So Terry's a very deep-voiced male.
Terry don't care if he's in business next year. Terry just wants to make clients happy.
Terry just wants to give away everything in the kitchen sink.
Like when I thought about that voice, I was thinking like, try to do Terry Crews. That guy's so cool. And what came out was just like drivel and horribleness, and maybe more like Mr. T. I'm not certain. Full of regret.
As you should be.
So, Dustin, you posit that if you don't get a deposit, you will.
So what I've discovered is the less of a
reposit.
The less deposit you get, the less incentive your client has to fulfill their contract. If they should say change wedding dates or break up or whatever. So the longer I have been in business, the higher my deposit has grown. So we're now up to $1,000 deposits, which I think is still much lower than some, higher than others. But it's
we
just
used to
enough
do a deposit that was 1/3 of the total price, and then we moved it back to $1,000 because we felt like people balked at the idea of paying like 33% of the wedding up front.
Yeah, so that's same here. So we were doing $500 deposits. When I first started, I was doing $100 deposits. I was like, you guys only have to put $100 down today and check photography off your list. And that was normally enough for someone to be...
What I got to do to get you into a new wedding photography, huh?
That's what it felt like. I was a car dealer, man. I was slinging these contracts like they were selling souls. But yeah, it worked out for me. I was able to really grow my business fast and get them booked quick. But then now that I have a more sustainable business model, I can look back from experience and say I would never, ever do no deposit. I don't even really feel like that's a Christmas deal, because you're going to get people that sign up with you and then they're like, well, I'm just going to book with him. And then if I find somebody I really like after the holidays, it's going to cost me nothing to cancel his ass.
Hey, Terry, did you make them sign a contract? Because no deposit isn't necessarily a terrible idea as long as you have a contract which states they have to pay you the full amount by such and such a date. Oh, Dustin, there's no deposit, but according to the contract, you have to have $1,000 paid by New Year's Day.
So, hey, Terry.
That'd be a great deal.
Hey, Terry, do you have a best friend or a family member who's an attorney? And do you want to spend a ton of your free time wrapped up in small claims court and litigation and clients going on Facebook and The Knot and all these other places they can leave reviews? And
actually, Dustin, I think Terry might be an attorney. I think his photography name is actually Terry the Litigator.
.com.
Yeah, his signature move is suplex.
You know Terry really well. You sure Terry doesn't live at Steve's house?
No, Terry's a real person on Twitter.
All right. Anyways, I don't think that's a good deal. Terry, if anything, offer like a discount on an engagement session or something. That's, if you're looking to get clients booked and in the door, I would say that's a better bang for your buck.
Or, Terry, you could be like Steve and offer like a free boudoir session. Get those professional dick pics for the mail.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Dustin, when are you booking your professional dick pic session with me?
Get it booked. Steve, you heard it here first. He's giving away free dick pic, boudoir, sessions. You can be a girl or a guy as long as you have a dick. As long as you have a dick.
It doesn't matter what your gender is as long as your sex is dick.
Like it or otherwise. Moving on. Alan from
Whoa. Are we doing more questions? I thought this was a short episode.
Oh, sure. We can save the rest for next time.
Wrapping it up.
Wrapping it on up. I want to just say a quick apology to one of our close longtime listeners, Mr. Louis Novak, who recorded a beautiful self-titled album for us that we're going to save for after the New Year's because it's just so good. It is so good.
You know what? It's topical, Dustin. I think we should just play it now. Roll the music.
Mm, 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 mm.
No, I'm actually going to put the music in there, Dustin. You don't have to make weird noises.
Bye bye net neutrality. FCC voted and they show that they don't care about me. They repealed it and kissed its ass goodbye, singing this'll be the day the internet dies. This will be the day the internet dies.
So good, Louis. It's so good. And because it's so good, we're going to discuss net neutrality at a later date.
We're going to discuss net neutrality at a later date, but we want to thank Louis for that masterpiece that he sent us.
Anytime you want to send us your art, Louis, your vocal beauty.
Let's take that out a little bit further. Anytime anyone wants to send us their art, Dustin and I don't just get on here to solicit dick pics, though we do that as well.
No, Steven does that.
Dustin specifically asked for dick pics for Christmas.
Sent to Steven.
That's okay. I know Dustin's address. I can forward them, everyone.
I'm going to start a website that just
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Wedding Photo Hangover podcast with your hosts, Dustin and Steve. You can find us on Instagram at Wedding Photo Hangover and on Twitter at WedPic Hangover. If you want to find us on Facebook, we're also there at Wedding Photo Hangover. If you want to follow Dustin or Steve individually, you can find Dustin on Instagram at Dustin_McKibben. And you can find Steve at Steven Van Elk. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time your head is pounding, your limbs feel like dead weight, and your entire being is aching for the sweet embrace of Father Fistmas. Next Sunday after you shoot another wedding. You like that? Father Fistmas?
I loved it, Steve. I loved it.
It was great recording with you. We got to wrap this Christmas party up, though. They're turning this entire venue into a wedding tomorrow, so.
I know, I'm photographing it.
I'm sure you are. Last thing before we go, did you end up watching The Last Jedi yet?
Nope. So we can't talk about it.
Well, listeners, we can't talk about it here. I did go on the Spoilers Movie podcast and I talked about it there a little bit. Just a little 2-3 minute nugget for you guys. If you want to hear Steve's thoughts, they're there. Since Dustin can't get his Fistmas together.
Tell us this. Worth seeing or not worth seeing?
I think The Last Jedi is possibly giving Empire Strikes Back a run for its money for being the best Star Wars film ever made. I absolutely loved it. 100%.
Hold on. You thought Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars film ever made? All right, good night, everyone. Have a good one.
Listeners, you can't see this, but I'm staring death into the camera right now, straight at Dustin. I'm trying to see if I can force explode his head.
The camera that's over here because we're together.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying to force explode his head right now. Dustin, what would you say is the best Star Wars film?
Oh, man, I'd have to really think about that one. They're all so good collectively. I don't know. I really like Return, but I want to see this one because I have some high hopes for this one.
It's very, very good. I want to say right now it has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics, only a 56% from fans. It is polarizing to fans, and for good reason. Rian Johnson made a lot of choices based on what J.J. Abrams gave him to work with. I think he made all the right choices. Apparently, the critics agree with me, and fans are kind of split on it because, well, you know how fans are. They're like, I had this certain thing in my head that I wanted to see happen, and Tommy didn't like toys.
Yeah, like, for example, so like my good friend, he really likes the dryness of the original 3 Star Wars, and he thinks these more recent, this one and the last 2, the newer ones,
they've been a little too wet for him, a little too moist.
He feels like they're adding like way too much comedy, and they're trying to make it something that Star Wars wasn't meant to be.
Well, your friend's an idiot because the original 3 movies had a lot of comedy in them.
Well, that's what I tried to tell him, and I told him, you just didn't pick up on it
because you were a little kid when you first watched them.
Yeah, and comedy was different back then than it is today.
Did you try Spaceballs on him? Did you just Spaceball him?
That's a Steve thing.
Give him a good fisting, and let it make him watch some Spaceballs while he's taking that fist.
All right, Steve. It is really late, and I have 2 wedding albums to finish before Christmas. So
I'm proud of you, buddy. Hey, did you send any gifts out to your clients this year, or did you just send Christmas cards?
So, we didn't even send Christmas cards out to them. I don't know. I mean, there's a few clients like Mr. Louis Novak that will forever and always be on our Christmas card list. But and like we have a couple other couples that send us a Christmas card still, so we send them one. But we stopped sending. It just got too expensive to send. We do. I mean, we do way more weddings than most. So to send 65 people Christmas cards.
Oh yeah, I know you do. You do way more weddings than most people. You just booked fucking solid. Book.
Yeah, I know. So that's why we stopped doing it.
Hey, it's me, Dustin, everyone. Straight book solid. Crushing it here in Fort Wayne. Killing it.
Exactly. We did it last year we did it. And so this year we called it quits at 100 cards. So I don't know. We might do it again. I know a couple photographers that send Christmas ornaments out to their clients as gifts. So I don't know. We might reevaluate. It's just life.
Jen used to send Christmas ornaments out to her engaged couples. I don't know if she did that this year. But this year every year she sends out like full 8x10 photographs in frames to all of her couples who got married the previous year. She did that. And then I think maybe for this year, we just sent Christmas cards to our engaged couples who have not gotten married yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to take some time and tinker with that idea and sort of refine it, see what I think I want to do.
It's a good way to get your name in your company name back on your client's mindset right around Christmas time. And newsflash for those of you who didn't already know this, a lot of people get engaged around this time. So having your name pop up, and we see not all of our clients, but a few of our clients will post to social media, oh my gosh, look at this thing that Jen Van Elk Photo just sent me. And that's always nice, and it keeps your name fresh and popping. And then, when their friends get engaged, they're like, oh, who's that photographer who they were just talking about because they sent them a Christmas gift or whatever. So it's just something nice to do. This is marketing, Dustin.
No, I understand that. We send them this awesome thank you package
Ooh, nice.
after the wedding, with their USB drive and everything.
Oh, the package you told me about that just has condoms and lube.
Yep, that's the one. We're all right, don't make a baby now.
Give it 9 months. Make sure you really love this person.
Exactly.
Before you make another person to love with them.
So we send out an awesome thank you package thing, and I thought the same thing, and that's been kind of refined over the years as well. It used to be more epic than it is today because I thought, like you, this is going to be social media gold. I'm going to give them all this cool stuff, and they're going to take photos of it, post it on social media, and people are like, oh my God, my photographer didn't do that. He sent me a pass gallery. What a jerk. And none. I've had nothing. Zero. I've had one bride from October of this year who's the first person ever to post a picture.
Yeah, I would say the return on it is not huge. We don't get a ton of people being oh, they're the greatest ever. It's usually one or two clients every year who are like that. But I mean, most of all, it just fills Jen and I's hearts with joy to send those out.
I don't know. This holiday came a lot faster than any other holiday has in the past. I don't know if that's a combination of things. We had 0 weddings in the month of December. and it felt like this month has gone faster than it ever has before.
That's because you got a baby girl and a baby boy on the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
And baby girl is like ready for like Christmas stuff. Like she's starting to. Yesterday, I was driving around with Nora. She saw Christmas lights while we were driving, and she goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!"
I was telling Corinne like a couple of days ago, we have to get Nora and Charlie together, because the more I see pictures of Nora, I'm like, they could easily be mistaken as sisters. They look
sister,
so similar with their like long straight blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
And their super, super white skin.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nora gets that from me.
Yeah, and Charlie gets it from her mother.
Yeah, that's why I'm so disappointed nobody wants these ghost photos. Like, my whole life, I've been primed to be a ghost. I don't tan, people. I barely sunburn. Come on.
Should have seen him in Africa, guys. All right, have a good night, Steve.
All right, good night, Dustin, and Merry Christmas to all of the listeners. Dustin didn't say Merry Christmas because he's a Scrooge.
Because I'm Jewish, so I was going to say Happy Hanukkah to the listeners who already have gone through Hanukkah. So, 8 crazy nights, bitches.
Have you seen that Adam Sandler movie?
I lived that Adam Sandler movie.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good happy holidays night. And a big thanks to Warbinator for the awesome Christmas music.
I am not visiting my brother this year.